oh, we'll go by land. That was your initial. There was a small scene where Gian Vito was effectively told, no, you're not going by boat, you're staying with the reinforcements and you're going to lead. And you could tell he was so...
Good Monday, September 1st. This is a Geeky Gamer podcast. We're featuring Ken, Miller, and John. We have a Patreon and a coffee, but you can email us if you want to play test your game or do whatever you want to do on our show, which is geekygamerpodcast@gmail.com. That is always an opportunity. If you have music, if you're a musician, you can maybe we can play some of your music in the background of one of our episodes. That would be awesome. All lowercase letters. Mr. Interrupt supplies some of this music. Couchfire Media helps with production. Trois Replay Productions, they left 2 years ago, and I don't know if they're coming back. It's Monday. Thanks, John, with the Linen Tapestry for playtesting your game on this beautiful Labor Day. You don't have Labor Day, do you, in England?
No. We got plenty of bank holidays, but we don't have a Labor Day.
Like any kind of labor, like celebration day?
No, not really. No, we got
Workers be damned.
That's just, it's a holiday for the bank, so then they thought, oh, we'll give it to everyone else. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, catch us up. What's going on?
So, I'm going to let you two do the recap. But hopefully this may be the penultimate session for this section, this first part of the Twin Vipers trilogy. So, Miller, I'll let you kick off. What happened last session? Where are you up to now? What state is your character in? And your company as well, because you both have small militia band, whatever you want to call them, following you.
I'm trying to remember where we started off last time. Let's see, we had made it to the top of the bluff, and we were waiting on the other part of our army to meet us. And about half of the opposing army started attacking us before our reinforcements got there. Then they they arrived, and we kind of squished that piece of the army, only to discover that the other half of that army had already made it to Bologna, and Marco had joined the cavalry, and they were out harassing harassing the army as it traveled, and they found out that Bologna had actually fallen before we could get there, and we met up with a small company of survivors from Bologna, headed to Florence, I guess.
Yeah, led by a commander by the name of Muzio Sforza. Yep. Ken?
As far as I remember,
what has Daucus been up to?
Daucus went through a bit of the severed soul system to start off the episode, so we kind of developed Daucus's inane magical abilities to become a bear and set things on fire. And then we, as far as I remember, we went to battle with the Duke of Milan, or at least a segment of his forces, holding a bluff that was near the Po River, making it so that we didn't get completely wiped off the earth, because we held the high ground, and for the reinforcements to come and join us. And I thought that was sort of a vital, like if we didn't hold it, then we'd be dead again.
Yeah.
But Daucus also learned that he can't die, so he could be dead again. Not that he believes the person that told him that, but that's what they said. They were like, "Oh, you are a severed soul. You can't be dead. I mean, you might go away for a while, but you'll come back."
Yeah, that was Johannes de Terzago, who has also admitted that he is a severed soul. One that's older than you, hasn't said how much older, but he has already demonstrated an unnatural and bloodthirsty ability upon the battlefield, where he'll turn the enemy amongst themselves and turn them into bloodthirsty fiends. So, yeah.
And I think we also learned that the Duke of Milan, didn't they take Bologna, and we were too late in stopping them, or is that?
You were traveling back with the main group.
Yeah.
One of the white captains and Marco, headed out to carry the rest of the army, only to discover that Bologna had been taken. So they haven't arrived, they haven't returned, should I say? So you guys in the main group are still on the road towards Bologna. So as far as the story is concerned, you guys have managed to survive the brutal ordeal of constant warfare. You think you've been in 4 battles. Battered, bruised, wounded. So where we left off last session, there's plenty of time of travelling. So any fatigue that you'd incurred from trauma or injury, like from exhaustion, anything like that, has all gone. However, wounds, on the other hand, take full days of rest, and none of you have had a chance to actually just rest as a patient. You are constantly on the move. You might have 5 or 6 hours to rest, but it's not enough. But within those days, you have ample opportunity to get medical aid. But first of all, we'll continue straight off from where Marco left it. So you discovered that Bologna had fallen, and as you were heading back towards Terzago, you encountered a group of soldiers and cavalry. They saw you, As you approached, they seem to recognize the sigil of the Hawk Spear, the spear that Terzago holds aloft and fights with. The commander of this group, he stepped forward once he recognized that you were allies and not foes. There was an exchange of introductions, and the last thing that was said in that session was he asked how Hawkwood was. And at that point, we've finished it. When he says that, the White Captain glances towards you, because out of character, neither of you know what the other person knows about the various myths. You know that John Hawkwood, was an English soldier, became a condottiere in northern Italy, and had fought against the Duke of Milan maybe about 10 years ago, and has since died. When that question's asked, she kind of hesitantly says, yes, Hawkwood's fine. Let's go. I'll take you to meet him. And then you two and the rest of your cavalry all group together, and you travel almost like side by side, wherever you can, on the road back to Terzago. Is there anything that you want to say to her in the following couple of hours? Anything you want to ask?
So,
No.
I think I'll. None of my business.
Okay. Takes you a couple of hours. Daucus, you guys, we'll see, you're near the front. You can see smoke rising from the skyline of Bologna. But the first thing that you do notice that stands out in your hours and hours of traveling is the approach of about 150 to 200 men on foot and horseback. Riding up front is Marco, the White Captain, and about 20 other cavalry. They all ride to join you. The White Captain, as she's approaching, before she goes into a gallop, she turns to you, Marco, and says, right, come with me. We obviously need to let Terzago know. He will not be happy. So you two ride on. Daucus, as I say, you can see them approach, and then the two of them on horseback ride straight past you. You recognize one of them to be Marco, and the other one to be the White Captain. This White Captain helped train your men on the boats down the River Po. Okay. The White Company all come to a halt. Marco and the White Captain reach Terzago. Terzago smiles at first, but sees the crestfallen. She's masked, but she has, like, you can get her shoulders are sagging, so she's clearly not bearing good news. As soon as he notices that, he looks a little bit worried, a bit cautious, and then beckons you both close. And as he turns his horse, leaves the train of his troops to one side, and the three of you have a private conversation. He asks you, Marco, what's happened?
Bologna's already fallen. Small company of soldiers were headed toward Florence. We ran into them, led by General Muzio Sforza.
That brings us a little bit of a smile to his face. Smile. How many men?
200 at the most.
he clenches his fist, and he actually kicks in anger, and he strikes the side of the horse, and then he mutters something, and then kind of refreshes his expression, so he shifts from that brief outburst of anger to confidence that you have grown, everyone gets used to with him. He says, well, we'll march straight on to Florence. We had hoped we were in a better position than this. Right. Marco, join the rest of your men. I'll go and greet Muzio and find out exactly what has happened. We will continue down this road. There will be a bend. We will head direct south rather than west. There's no point heading to Bologna now. Our only hope at the moment is that we get through the path of the gods before the Viper does. There will also, before we camp for the night, there will be a meeting between the captains, so let Daucus know that his presence will be needed. We will need to discuss strategies and our options. Okay?
Okay. Should we dispatch messengers to Florence?
Yeah, if you can, yeah. Send your fastest rider.
Okay.
And that's more to you and the White Captain. Send out maybe 2, just in case. The Viper has sent out scouts. That is his style. He strikes. He strikes early. There will be a meeting. Make sure yourself and Daucus are there. Okay. You then join the rest of the train. Your men march just behind Daucus's. So when you rejoin your people, are you keeping the horse? They don't mind you keeping the horse, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll keep the horse.
Okay, sure. Daucus, you see Marco returning to his men who are marching just behind yours. The train has not resumed yet, and you can see a few moments later the White Captain and Terzago galloping on ahead. He barks out orders to everyone we're heading straight to Florence, and then once that's declared, there are mumbles and like murmuring rumours going up and down the train of, well, what does that mean? Everyone within earshot turns to you, Marco, eager to know exactly what's happened.
Yeah, apparently we are quite a bit behind the Viper. Bologna has already fallen, so we're moving to Florence, hoping to outpace their army to the what do you call it, the Path of the Gods.
Yeah, Path of the Gods. Okay. Everyone goes quiet. If there was singing and chatting beforehand, it's all gone, and that silence just ripples throughout the whole 200-300 men that you guys have got surviving. So you guys keep on marching. Several hours before Terzago declares camp. In that time, though, you have a chance now to speak to all the reinforcements that came with you. That arrived in the nick of time to save you guys. And there were those that hadn't joined the reinforcements, but they were trailing on behind. Mainly, your cousin, Giovanni. Your cousin called. 1 second. Oh, yeah. Oh. There's your cousin, whose character I cannot find. God damn it.
There's Giovanni and Epifania.
Yeah. Epifania, yeah. For some reason I can't find. Oh, there it was, yeah. Giovanni de Medici. He's eager to catch up with you, Marco. And then there is also the lady from Florence. Her name is Epifania Fanara. You guys do whatever you want. There are plenty of opportunities for you to meet up with other people. If you want, I can give you a list of all the significant people within the company, or do you guys want to just keep with the army and just keep marching south? It's entirely up to you.
I figured we'd just keep marching south. You got a job to do in Florence. That's your home, isn't it, Marco?
It is. It is. And so that's why I was thinking the messengers that I sent out. Marco would know who to send them to make sure that an army is gathered and paid for.
Yeah.
They could be blindsided. So yeah, I'll talk to Giovanni about that and tell him who I sent to where.
Okay. He has no military experience whatsoever. You'd be surprised if he's ever swung a sword. He asks for both yours and yours, Daucus's, your opinion of with Bologna falling, what does this mean?
Well, it means that the Duke of Milan, he won the battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it means. It means that he's good at fighting and taking territory and killing people.
I know that. This isn't a private conversation. There's just him, you two, and Epifania, and he kind of he lowers his voice and says to you, Marco, especially, says, if Bologna has fallen, and Florence cannot defend themselves, have we other options? Are certain options too late?
What do you mean?
Next to him, Epifania shakes her head and says, no, we will not try and buy peace with the Viper. He is a man who will... He takes what he wants. He will take... Go on.
Didn't you get peace with him 10 years ago? I mean, he did this before. This is just again and again and again. It sounds like if we don't just stop him, he's going to do it again. Buying him out is not a solution. This is till the death.
Yeah, Fanaro agrees. She nods. Yep. It's as simple as that. Last time it took the combined forces of Venice, Bologna, Florence. Effectively, the Lombardy League was reformed to stop him. But since Venice were reluctant to send their forces, and we are alone, Florence will have to stand. Florence will have to fight. Marco, you can see... actually, no, both of you can see Giovanni's cheeks redden as he's yeah, embarrassment just flushes his face, and then he goes quiet. Fenauer continues. All we can hope for is we get there and we fight. And if it means we fight to the end, to the last man, then at least we will be remembered in stories and music and songs.
Well, maybe. Historians, victory is kind of told by the winners. So I'm guessing they would describe us as maybe the rebels, if they win.
Your words visibly shake Giovanni. He was embarrassed before, but now he has that look of dread on his face.
I don't mean to be sardonic, Giovanni. I just I want to fight and I want to win because he's bad.
She grins, smiles, and says, if we do survive, I want to make sure that when the stories are told, that you two will be mentioned. And if it means that the sardonic bull comes into existence in at least one verse, then so be it. So be it. Giovanni, clearly unsettled, he excuses himself and heads back to his little entourage. You do recognize one of the men there is the guy that you saved in the introductory story. Can't remember his name, but he's there. He nods to you two, but he's one of his bodyguards. Fenauer shrugs her shoulders and says, well, I shall accompany my fellow Florentine. Good luck. She kind of bows and then heads off. The train has stopped. Messengers are sent out to both you and you. And the messenger says, Terzago is calling a council of commanders. Your presence is expected. Then nods,
Marco,
and then
I'm going to let you do the talking on this one.
this messenger escorts you to. It's a. They've put up the sides of a tent, but not the roof of the tent. It's just simply all closed off. You two are brought in, and you can see there is Terzago, his white captains, and Muzio Sforza. They're all there. When you enter one at a time, you're both introduced. Terzago introduces you to the general of Bologna. Marco, you're introduced as a son of Florence, a nobleman of Venice, and a member of the de Medici bankers bloodline. Something to that effect. Sforza nods. Daucus, when you come in, you're introduced as Daucus the Bull, captain of the Night's Watch within Venice. He nods. He goes, well, at least I wasn't expecting. It's good to see that Venice has sent at least one of his men. I had hoped for more, but that's how things work out. He introduced himself. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I couldn't keep my men. They were just itching to come and fight, so I just had to come with them.
Good. Hopefully I will get to see why they call you the bull in the next battle. Everyone sits down. You've got some wine, you've got some food. Everyone discusses what they've found. Yes, they confirm that Bologna has fallen. The Milanese troops was led by a commander by the name of Barbiano. I'll just get his full name. Yeah. Alberico de Barbiano. He is the Duke's general. The Duke himself is a general, but as the head of a city-state, he employs his own general. Once that's raised, you can, from both of you, can I get a attention, perception, surveillance roll, please?
Oh, yeah. Maybe if I can click the mouse enough.
29. Sorry, 29.
That would be 28.
Okay, right. Both of them competent successes. You both overhear at least one or two of the white captains murmur. Employed? More like bribed. You also hear someone else murmur, imprisoned or enslaved, something like that. You get the impression that maybe this Barbiano isn't working for the Duke out of a sense of loyalty or anything like that. Terzago then lets Muzio speak. Muzio says there was one notable absence from the battle. The Viper himself was not there. And everyone goes quiet. Everyone looks at each other. Again, the masks are still on for the white captains, but you kind of gotten used to these faceless people and you can just read their body language. Terzago then speaks up and says, that means the Viper is abroad. For this reason, I want double watch from every cohort within this company. I believe that he will be seeking out key people, commanders, captains. He will seek to take down my chain of command. So I want you all to delegate scouts twice the normal amount amongst your company. Yes, your men will be tired, your men are wounded, but we need as many eyes out as possible. The path of the gods is narrow. There will be one or two little villages, hamlets, which no doubt will be abandoned, that we can perhaps camp at. But until we get to those secure areas, I want scouts, I want eyes on every path, every crevice, every hilltop, on anywhere that the Viper and his men could be hiding. We head straight to Florence. The best we can hope for is there is talk of something called the Rose Brigade They were expected to reinforce Bologna. However, the Duke struck 2 days earlier than expected. So if we can meet the Rose Brigade, they can bolster our numbers, and then we can get to Florence in one piece. If not, as I say, the path of the gods is narrow. An assault upon the path of gods will be a bloodbath, depending on who has the high ground or who knows that, who can exploit the terrain. But since we'll be traveling through as quickly as possible, all we can rely on is speed. So everyone's dismissed. If you have any questions, speak to me afterwards. But if you have no questions, scouts, I want eyes everywhere. I don't care if they're injured, if they can walk, they can keep an eye out. Okay? Everyone rises, he then rises, and everyone's dismissed. The white captains all start peeling off. Muzio stays behind. You two, is there anything that you want to say, suggest, blah, blah, blah?
I'm pretty comfortable at night. I'll take. I'm happy to take double shifts.
Yeah, I'll stop. One of the guards that I heard mumble about Barbiano, and I'll be like, is Barbiano not fighting out of loyalty for Milan?
Terzago goes to speak. Then, out of a kind of like a respect, he looks to Muzio, and then it's like there's kind of like a sadness that goes upon Muzio's face. It says, in northern Italy, and amongst the condottieri, we're all mercenaries. We've all trained with each other. I learnt much from Hawkwood here. I've learnt much from Barbiano. Barbiano has served in our companies and so forth. We're all brothers, but at times we are paid to fight each other, and that's the line of our business. That's how it is. However, the Viper his words are poison. Sometimes he will force someone he deems useful to be in a service, so that they are not the contract's written in blood rather than ink. And unfortunately, as fate has gone, Barbiano is working for someone, and he cannot leave that employ until his contract is complete. And it is not I don't believe it's a contract that he signed willingly. But unfortunately, a contract is a contract. That is the nature of the condottieri. The two men look at each other, and then Muzio shakes his head and says, whilst I believe Barbiano despises the Viper, he will not break the contract. He will not betray the Duke. And Terzago shrugs his shoulders and goes, yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you for the explanation. Go set watch.
Okay, no problem. So, you all set camp. Everyone goes and watches. During this time, there's plenty of opportunity for medics to go around, do what they can to help. So, everyone can have one wound seen to. So, for example, if you've got 2 or 3 hit locations with separate wounds, a roll can be made by a medic to try and heal as much of those as possible. So, at the moment, Daucus, how many hit locations have you got wounded?
2.
2. Okay, so I'll do. And are you at any minuses? Or are you at -0?
No minus.
Okay.
It's like, if you take a look at my leg, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Okay. Take one. Rub off one of the wounds from your leg. Okay. Marco, same to you. How many hit locations have you got?
3.
Wounded. 3. Which one do you want seen to?
My torso, it's at -1 with 2 hits.
So at -10 is the difficulty. But that's fine. Oh wow. Okay. You get 2 wounds back. So rub off 2 wounds, but for every wound that is healed, it is converted into 3 fatigue. So it's not like a magical healing, it's a case of they're patching you up and it just dissipates into like trauma. So, but since you can get back fatigue over time anyway, it's a lot easier. Okay, so that's the healings for that night. Everyone's on watch. Can I get a attention, perception, surveillance from both of you? Are you going to go at the same time? What time of night are you doing this? It's entirely up to you.
Should we go at the same time?
Oh, I was going to say, why don't you do first, and I'll do the late night.
Okay. And are you spreading out, or are you going to group up? Because you've got pretty much half of your men with you, but you can spread them out or have it so that you're with other people, or do you prefer to do your watch alone? It's entirely just so I've got an idea of how you're doing it.
Yeah, I'll do my watch alone, but I'll have my people pair up.
Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Yep. Okay, so Marco, you're taking the first watch then, so to speak. Give us your roll.
Well, it's 17.
Yeah. What do you? Is there anything in particular that you're looking out for? Because it's kind of like imagine a slight valley on the side of a mountain, so the pathway is wide. It's like 3 or 4 man abreast at this point. So you have the rest of the valley sweeping down towards the foothills, and then above you to the right, you have the higher mountains. Is there anything in particular that you're looking at, that sort of thing?
Probably surveying the valley as much as I can. Just looking for riders or groups of men. Any disturbance.
Okay. You see nothing. Later on, you swap over. Daucus, what are you doing?
I am gonna just do the same. Look for any kind of if there's any movement in some of the taller fields, or look around.
Like into the, because the lower lands, the foothills are to the east. You're heading south. Mountains to the west. Bologna is to the northwest. So you're looking down to the east towards the lower lands.
Yeah, because I feel like maybe if they were going to catch up to us, they'd probably try to catch up on horseback or something. Coming from the flatter areas, it's unlikely they'd be coming from the mountains.
Okay, yeah, sure.
or from
do you roll?
coming from the north, from Bologna or the east.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Let us know what you
I got
make your roll.
29.
29. Right. Okay. You see nothing. Are either of you using magic?
I could use magic if I'm alone. I think that requires mana, though. Doesn't it?
For detection spells, no. They don't cost any mana. But if you want to stretch the parameters, such as make the area bigger, make it go longer, that sort of thing, you can spend 2 mana to buy yourself a parameter point, and the parameter point determines duration.
Yeah, kind of towards the end, if I'm not seeing anything or feeling anything, I might spend a couple of mana, see if I
Yeah,
get
okay.
that early morning feel.
Sure. Yeah. You can
feel the warmth. Spread it out.
Use this
Spread
ability.
it out. Yeah.
You use this ability without your eyes. This is your soul detecting it. The range, you can't reach the foothills, but if you do the immediate area around you, you can detect there are heat signatures, but they're small.
Like mice.
And they're just mice, birds, that sort of thing.
Rats.
By the end of the night, both of you are pretty confident that there's no one following you. If they are, they're either very high up in the mountains or far behind. Next day, the marching continues. And it's the same thing. It's a whole day of just traveling. You get very few breaks. Night begins to fall. At this point where you reach an abandoned village, more like a hamlet, there's about 5 or 6 buildings in this opening. You two, your companies or your cohorts are close together. The 300 and odd men, because there's about 500 men now, maybe 600 at a stretch, are stretched out for about half a mile down what is now considered the path of the gods. You guys are near the front. One of the white captains tells you guys, right, camp in the hamlet. Just treat this place as yours. Everyone else can just camp on the mountainside. If you want to send out men to scout or do it yourselves, go ahead, but treat this hamlet as yours. Make sure it's secure, though, before you start camping. Okay? The white captain then moves back to their men. Then there's you and your 40, 50 men. The hamlet has about, 5 or 6 buildings. Not damaged in any way, just abandoned.
Great. Let's clear the area, and maybe some of these guys can have a bed to sleep in for the night.
Each building has about 3 or 4 rooms to them. There's 4 buildings literally on the side of the road. 2 other buildings are further up, a little bit out of the way. I'm just give me 2 minutes. I am looking for something that I want Ken to have a look at, and then possibly show. Where is it?
Um, M- Marco, you think there's enough lodging for everybody?
For most of them, but still,
Yeah.
even rolling out your sleeping kit on the floor inside a house is better than what we've been doing.
True. It just seems quiet, almost too quiet. If he moves as fast as he does, you think there's any chance or possibility he's ahead of us?
It's possible. He's been doing the impossible, so he may be ahead of us.
He's got to
I
be
doubt it, though.
getting tired at this point. I'm getting tired at this point. Just you can't catch him. You can't keep up. Do you want to do the same thing again? Do you want me to take first watch tonight? I kind of like the peace of the early morning personally, but
Yeah, I know that's your natural habitat as at night anyway. So
yeah.
you pick the time and I will fit in where needed. I will ask that picture that's in the stream there, that tower. Is there anything like that around, like a grain tower or anything that we could kind of set up and use like a watchtower?
Yeah. So imagine that it's you got the wide road that cuts past this hamlet. You've got 4 buildings nicely spaced out. They're like just houses, manses, that sort of thing. You then have what looks like further up, you've got this steps leading up to this kind of tiny plateau where these 2 other buildings are. And one of the buildings, it looks like it's like a hall. So maybe from the outside, it looks like it's probably just one big room, one big town hall, so to speak. And then a little bit further up against the mountainside, there's bushes and trees are nestled around it. There is another building, and this one has maybe 2 or 3 floors to it. So that building at the back of the hamlet, it's almost like a tower, almost.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. I'll go clear that with a couple of men, make sure it's empty, and then see what the kind of view we get from the top of it. If we can see down both ends.
Ken, I've just sent you a message and an image. Just let me know when you can put that up. Okay. How many men are you taking with you, Marco? And Daucus, what is Daucus doing? Are you taking a different building, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I'd probably take maybe that other building and secure it. The one that's a bit larger.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Marco, how many men are you taking with you?
I'll just take 4. Didn't need more than that.
What? Okay, so there's 5 of you in total. Brilliant. Are you taking any of the men that you've took with you in the past, like Scalvo, so to speak?
Yeah. I figured I wrote a name of the skirmisher, the ones I took skirmishing. So there's Nico, Scalvo, Amaro, and Mikolo.
Right, brilliant. Okay. You get to the door of the tower. I'll call it a tower. It's not really a tower, but just for clarity, it's the tower from now on. You get to the door. It's locked. You can see that there's windows later, like on either side. Just Scalvo looks to you and says, should we just kick this door in, or is it best to try and find another way in so that we can keep this locked, or what do you think?
Yeah, let's see if we get in some of the windows. Check them first.
Yeah, sure. Okay. The five of you spread out. You look around the building. Can I get a attention, perception, surveillance, please? Minus 25, though.
Oh, then I'm well below 0. I only got a 17. And then minus
no problem.
5.
Okay. There's Vito, or was it Vito or Nito? He manages to start jimmying open one of the windows, and he kind of calls out to you, and you all start heading in through this window on the ground floor. You climb in, you have a look around. It looks as though it's well furnished. There are tables, cabinets, chairs. This was clearly whoever owned this hamlet, or whoever was the head of this area. This is their abode. So you check out the ground floor. You see nothing. There is nothing down here whatsoever. All the other windows are firmly locked. The front door, double doors, they are locked. There's no bar or anything like that. There's just a really big, chunky looking lock securing that front door. As you go upstairs, it splits into two. And there is a series of doors. There's like 3 doors, one in front of you, one to the left, one to the right. And then as you kind of looking around a bit further, you can see that there's a 4th door in the far left corner behind you. Each door is closed. What are you doing?
I'll go ahead and shout out, hey, anyone home? Anyone here? Anybody stay behind?
One of your men, there's silence, and then one of your men says, no, they're all gone. One of them clips him over the back of the head. It's like the youngest one, who's a bit of a prankster. He goes, what? No one here? Who on their right mind would be here when the Duke's marching through, pillaging, killing everyone?
Well,
Up the stairs. Yeah.
So we'll just go. We'll start on the left, the door on the left, and go around in a circle.
Okay. You all stick together or spread out? Or split up, should I say?
Let's all stick together. Go room to room.
Sure, no problem. Okay. So, imagine stairs leading up, and then there's kind of like a path that kind of wraps around the atrium, and then there's the 4 doors from this point. In front of you, there's 1 door. Were you wanting to go from the door that's furthest away on the left and then work your way around, or
let's do that. The one that was kind of behind us.
Sure. As you're walking around, you hear. I know you hear a muttering behind you, and then there's a tap on your shoulder. You turn around and Scalvo. He's frowning, and he's looking down and says, "What is that?" You have a look. Something has just moved out of sight on the ground. Nothing big, small, but it's just slipped out of sight. Bear in mind, have you guys got torches? Imagine you would have. It torches, lanterns. How many are you bringing with you? One each? Two, like, one for the group?
Yeah, probably just one for the group.
Okay. Who's got the torch then?
We'll say Amaro has it.
Okay. Amaro notices that you two are talking and then kind of like looks around and then he leans the torch out over the reception area. It lights up that area completely and you can see another creature slithering out of sight. As soon as it sees the light or sees that anything's looking at it, it moves quickly into the shadows and then it's gone. Scalvo looks to you and says, surely they haven't been following us all this time, have they? Those pesky snakes.
Here's they have.
Fuckers. God damn it.
Either that or they're just taking advantage of the lack of humans here and they're hunting mice inside the house.
The guy holding the torch says, well, yeah, that's more like it. And then the fourth person turns to Scalvo before you start moving on again. It says, what are you talking about? And then you hear Scalvo explaining like how he nearly tripped over a snake or there's just something really strange on the way back from when we were doing the scouting. And this is, well, why have you never mentioned this before? And he goes, well, it was just a snake. It was nothing. You reach the furthest door. It's slightly open. Who's going in first? And how are you doing it?
I'll have Amaro come up next to me to hold the lantern up, and then I'll just walk up, push the door open with my rapier in my hand.
Okay. So there's you, Amaro, and then there's three other men. The last man, he's next to the other door. So when you came up the stairs, there was one in front, one on the right, one immediately on the left, and then there's one to the back. So you've kind of walked around this landing to this far corner. The guy, the fifth guy, the guy at the back, he's at the doorway of the room on the first room on the left. When you open the door, there's the windows are open. There's no shutters. Your torchlight illuminates. Well, the lantern illuminates one part of the room. Moonlight illuminates the rest of it. In here, there's two beds. It looks as though people have just left everything and just took whatever the valuables were. So there's actually linen. It looks as though a bird has somehow got its way in here. It's got like just bird crap all over one place. There's feathers. Maybe there's been rats in here, you're not sure, but it was clearly been abandoned weeks, certainly days, possibly weeks ago. And it looks as though the local fauna's started to make it their home. When you're looking around the room, you can hear the guy at the back cry out and curse. Scalvo says, he calls out, says, what the hell? And you can hear him and another set of footfall run away from you down the landing. What are you doing?
Let's go.
Okay. As you're turning around, do you let Amaro go first, or do you head out before him?
I'll tell him to go first. I'll be like, go get a light on that, whatever that was.
Sure. Okay. You instruct him to do that. He says, yeah, okay. He was the one that did the prank. He's kind of the youngest of the group. He's clearly, whatever's going on, it's clear it's getting to him. And he's kind of like, yeah, sure, okay. And then he kind of hesitantly takes a few steps out of the room and kind of leans out with the torch, with the lantern. You can hear behind you something slithering, and then there's a gentle thud on the floor behind you, and then there's another thud. So you have the door in front of you, Amaro's out there, and behind you is the window, and you've just heard 2 soft thuds on the floor.
Yeah, I'll spin around and see what those were.
There's, to your shock, possible dismay, there's about 4 snakes currently at the moment slithering into the window, and the 2 thumps was the sound of 2 snakes hitting the floor, and then there's 2 more and so forth. What are you doing?
Fuck me, there's a lot of snakes around here. We need to clear this out. This is not safe. Amaro, give me a hand. And I'm gonna go start freaking chopping heads off.
Okay. You then hear chaos in the room next to you. You can hear the sound of people already doing that. Wood being struck by metal over and over again. And then there's a scream. Amaro leaves the landing, turns around to you, looks past you, sees the snakes. There's about, 12 snakes in here now. There's just a constant stream of these little vipers slithering in. You go to swipe at them. You strike one down, but they spread out. They're not attacking you. They're just forming a line, so to speak. Amaro next to you says, "What the hell is going on? What? Snakes? Surely snakes don't do that."
Well, these snakes are doing that. So let's try to stop them from doing it as much as we can. It's not safe.
Okay. Initiative. What's your acumen? And does your encumbrance exceed your initiative? I don't think it does.
No, it's 3. My acumen is 3. And then my armor's all pretty light.
Okay, no problem. Okay. The snakes are doing something. You go ahead. What is it you're doing? Are you just striking one snake at a time, or is there anything that you want to try and do? You have a room, a guy with a lantern next to you. What is that? What is your action?
Yeah, I'm gonna strike one of the snakes, and then I'm gonna tell Amaro, let's back up and try to regroup. If we all work together, we'll be able to kill more snakes.
Yep. Okay.
Get that.
Right. No problem. Yep. You slice through each of one of the snakes. They're pretty hard to hit, but there's so many of them, you always hit at least one. As you're backing away, Ken, did you manage to download the image that I'd sent over?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Could you put it on the screen?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. So,
Do it. Do it.
so you're backing away. So it's kind of like the next round of combat. You and Amaro are side by side, moving towards the back of the door. There's about 20 to 30 snakes in here. 2 rounds ago, before combat started, they kind of lined up and they were looking. Then it's clear that these snakes they're intelligent. They have some sort of sentience about them. Everything that they do is deliberate, and it's almost as if they've lined up, made a decision, and then they all start to slither into one mass. And at this point, in the round that you're stepping back, they start changing. Now, if Amaro survives, what Amaro will explain has happened in his eyes is that he will see this as the snakes changing into the man that appears. But what you see is it's a phasing, so that the man appears into the mundane realm, and as he appears into it, the snakes vanish. Okay? Neither of you have seen anything like this before. This is writhing black snakes literally coming together, and in their cohesion, this man appears. Wears a hat, red feather, fully armoured, long sword by his side, and you are gripped by what is called primal fear. So, could I get from you a... Right, so this is a primal attack, so it's one of the things in the system. Marco, can I get a composure, empathy, plus emotions roll? Take off 30 from it. But if you can add an attachment, you can... If there is anything linked with what's going on, you can use your attachment. So if the source of this primal attack, this primal fear, for example, if it endangers something that you're attached to, you can apply that attachment as a bonus. So not in this scenario, but for example, if someone was threatening your family and you've got your family as an attachment, that is then added to this roll. So if there is... if there's anything that you could... Yeah, does that make sense? It's a case of you make that roll, you add your emotions, but then you can also give yourself a little bit of a bonus if it's attacking something that's important to you. And then you apply the priority that you've given that attachment, if there is one. Because at the moment...
I'll go ahead and I'll use the fencing club. That's a 10. It's only a 10, but...
Yeah, cool.
I'm here with.
No problem.
And that's, what'd you say, composure, empathy?
Yeah, composure, empathy, and then add emotions.
That's a 19 altogether. And then minus whatever you said, 30.
Minus, oh right, okay. So, that's a failure. The character is paralysed for the scene, but can re-roll to break the effect after round 5. The character suffers minus 10 detriment to all other rolls for the scene. You can spend a spirit point to act, because effectively you're at a penalty that's stopping you. So it's kind of like having a penalty that reduces your dice roll or your dice pool to 0. So if you do want to act, you can spend a spirit point. But both of you are gripped by the fear of this unholy supernatural thing occurring right in front of you. When the following round, when the man has fully formed, he smiles And he waits, he looks you up and down, smiles. He then looks to Amaro and shakes his head. It's not you. My name is Gianni Galzeo de Visconti. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Amaro says nothing. You can talk, but he's absolutely petrified.
Okay, sorry, I just wanted to write his name down. Marco Antonio de Medici.
Ah, Florentine. This may be the luckiest evening of your life. You could perhaps save your city. Who is the gibbering idiot next to you? Is he of any importance to you?
It's not your concern.
Okay. So, I am the Duke of Milan. I come to you with an offer. Right. What do you have greed as one of your sins?
You know, I had pride down, and I was thinking about that when I redo. If I have to do my red hand sheet, I was thinking about going with greed instead. Yeah. I think it would be better if you're okay with
no, that's
retconning that.
That's fine. But at the moment, what do you have the sin of greed?
No.
Okay, you're lucky. So what he's going to do, he's going to use one of his abilities. Now this is quite strange. He approaches. You can feel that the effect of paralysis is beginning to wear off. He approaches you as he would a friend, and he offers you his hand. Do you take it?
No.
No. Okay. He instead steps a little bit closer, pats you on the shoulder, and says, "Fear not. While we speak, I will not violate the customs of the serpent. I am parleying. While we parley, I will not violate that. You have nothing to fear from me except what you bring to the negotiation." At this point, I'll make a roll. Okay, it's not greed. What's your savvy?
I just have one in savvy.
Oh, minus five. Okay, get rid of that. Okay. Yeah. I have a proposal for you. Florence is going to fall, but I do not want Florence to be destroyed. I cannot control all of the regions that I will conquer, so I will want people who understand the importance of heritage, keeping things intact. There's no reason for a city to be destroyed. Is it simply a transition from ownership from one person to another? Neither of us want bloodshed. My proposal to you is if you assist me in the peaceful taking of Florence, you can rule Florence in my name. Your family's banking, I will allow you to have license to carry out a business in Milan, in all the lands.
Can I tell, is he like actually physically here, or is he just like projecting an image here?
Oh no, he's here. When he tapped you on the shoulder and said those words, it's quite clear he's here. It's gone quiet next door.
So simply bend the knee a little, soil and water. Isn't that the custom? And then I can be your puppet. Is that your offer?
No, not the puppet. Once we speak and we can learn each other's goals, ambitions, we will find a common ground. I will allow you to do whatever it is you want to do with your family and your banking or whatever. And in the meantime, Florence pays tribute to me. I mean,
You haven't dealt with the sons of Florence much, have you? My family, the De Medici?
but not every son of the Medici is a red hand. I can take you under my wing. Teach you much more than Terzago cannot even dream of teaching you. I know at least 2 or 3 red hands with your power of over fire. They can teach you. Are you in character? Are you shaking your head, or is that just out of character shaking your head?
That's out of character. Daucus isn't here. Daucus is the
he's just talking to you.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
But I'm fire. He's metal.
Yeah. The Duke doesn't know. I'll give him a little grin, and I'll say, I don't know much about fire other than it burns candles and torches and the lantern here.
Is there anything that you were hoping to achieve with that rule, with that comment?
Make him feel stupid.
Okay. Right. Could I, if that's your intention, could I get a interaction? The rest of it's up to you, really. Could either be guile, provoke, maybe influence, but I'm not sure which specialty. You know, this is you're trying to get under his skin, aren't you? So
yeah,
guile, provoke.
That'll work.
Yeah, I'll give you +10 because he's just drawn a conclusion. He saw you there heading in the direction that there was a complication that appeared later on the way to the camp. So that's the reason why he thinks it's you. That became the bear on fire. So yeah, I'll give you +10.
It's 39 then.
Jesus. Okay. So you. Okay. Other than making him feel stupid. So it's guile against his reflection. I just need to check what his reflection will be. I don't think it's going to be high. Take 10 off. 20. Competent success. So in social combat, that means for. Can you explain to me how you want him to react, what you want him to do, that sort of thing? Because he's going to do it for the duration based on the outcome. If that makes sense.
I want to take his arrogance down a notch. Make him less confident.
Okay. Amaro he's gone. He's paralyzed. He's just not even looking at anything more. He's just, his eyes are down and he's trying to reconcile what the hell's going on. You're at -10 to any physical things that you do against him. But you're no longer paralyzed because of how he's kind of like broken that part of the effect by interacting with you. So for the whole scene, when you say that, with that grin, smile, glint in your eye, that sort of thing, he frowns, and then you can almost hear him think, well, if not you, who the hell? And then he steps back and then watches you as he draws a sword. He's up against the window. You're right next to the doorway. You can hear that there are at least 2 sets of footfalls moving from the room next to you, out of the door, down towards the landing. And they're now calling out for you and Amaro. One of them mentions that Vito's down. He's been bitten.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just say the sons of Florence don't make deals with demons. And I'll say that really loud.
Yeah.
And then I'll give some whatever the Catholic version at the time would be. We rebuke you, demon, in the name of Jesus. And I'm gonna stab him, or try to. Fuck.
Yeah, I just need to check what he's got. Right, okay. So you're at -10 to everything that you do. Not your defenses aren't at -10. It's just anytime that you roll, knock 10 off. In addition to anything else such as defense. I need to check his strategy. I'll let you go first. What are you doing?
Okay.
He has his sword drawn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the fencing stance and move in and strike at his torso. I got a 31.
31. Okay. 31. Right. Okay. You got it. Were you lunging or just normal strike?
Just normal strike. The lunge has a -10 penalty. So
Sure, no problem.
I'll try that.
He takes on a similar stance to you. He sidesteps and just flicks his sword down onto yours, and you miss him. He then counteracts. So he's at -1. How are you defending?
I'm gonna parry. I'll save my dodge in case he has 2 attacks.
So you're dodging.
No, I'm gonna parry.
You're gonna parry. Right. Okay. Okay. What's your parry defense?
-15.
Okay. He's got outstanding. Not outstanding. He's got impressive. That is a... Are you wearing armor?
I am. I have a reinforced jacket. It's got a hardness of 1 and a soak of 4.
Soak of 4, right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just checking something here.
And that's torso if he hits my torso. I've got bracers and greaves on. That's the only other armor.
Right, no problem. Right. Okay. In a well-rehearsed move, when you swipe or try to stab him with your blade, he lively steps to one side and then strikes down on the blade near the cross handle or the guard, and then with a flick of his wrists he then swings the blade round and slams down onto your wrist, forcing you to drop your weapon. He then attacks again. Okay, and are you dodging?
Yeah, I'll dodge. It's only -10.
That's 10. Okay. Not as good this time. It's 10. 27. 5. Right. He gets 27. Okay, his weapon is just a long sword. And that is speed of 3. Weapon is okay. Take 6 wounds to your chest. So reduce it all by your hardness, and then convert any number of your soak into fatigue, and then what's left over is a wound. Next round, your 2 other men have now reached the doorway. They're not affected by the primal fear because they didn't see the transformation. But they can see you engaging this mysterious man who, as far as they're concerned, is just appear out of nowhere, unless he was hiding in this room. What are you doing? You don't have your weapon. He lets you go first.
Yeah, so with my offhand, I'm gonna pull my dagger, and I'm gonna kneel down to the floor, pick up my my rapier off the floor, and if he lets me do that without stabbing me, then I'll stand back up and I'll say, "It's the Duke. He's a demon. He travels with sorcery. Kill him." And then I'll try to stab him again.
You reach down for your sword. He's going to attack you. How would I do this? So you can't parry because you don't have your blade. Because this is happening simultaneously. You got your dagger. Okay, yeah, sure. The way that he does it is that he wants to separate you from your blade, which is like a couple of feet. So he goes to swing between you and the blade. So you can either, so your options are, you can either try and dodge and roll and grab your sword, or you can hold back and use your blade as a defense. So you can dodge. So you can take the back foot, dodge, and use a blade as your defense, or you can just dodge and roll and try and pick up the sword next round. Well, at the end of this round.
That kind of changes things. I want to dodge, and then I want to either try. I'm going to try to stomp on his sword, like when it hits the ground. I'm going to dodge out of the way and try to stomp it to pull it out of his hand. You get my meaning?
Does that instead of gut? So, are you not going for your sword?
Well, the way I see it is like I went to kneel down to grab it, right, and then his sword came down in front of me.
Yeah.
So I dodged back and then stomped down.
Okay, so
if that's possible.
The sword's a few feet away, so you can't just kneel down to pick it up. You'd have to move towards it, and as you're moving towards it, that's where he will go and like attack you. So he's not putting his sword on the floor. He's trying to stop you from picking up that blade.
Okay, yeah, then I'll do the dodge and then dodge and roll, I guess.
Okay, sure, no problem. Your roll is 8. Yep. 10. Right, what's your dodge?
-10.
Okay. Right. He's using, you can tell from the way that he's fighting, he's using cold strikes. So he's not just hitting randomly, he is going for key points. So the first time was your sword hand. This time he's going straight for your chest, but you can see him angling the blade so that it's going to come in through the side where you have stitches, or where the front and the back of your armor is kind of sewn together, so it's the weak point. So he's trying to find a point where he can bypass your armor, effectively make the attack piercing. Thankfully he doesn't get enough, but it means that you take another this time 7 wounds to your to your torso.
Okay, that has me at -2.
Right. Right, you've got your sword. You can attack with it. You'll be at -1 for your defense, -1 for the move and the pickup, but you can still act with it, so you're just at -2. And then after you attack, your 2 men can then also attack.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack. So since my wounds have me at -2 already, then I'm at -4 total.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
unless you want to hold off, because you've got 2 guys that can now get into combat. It's up to you. If you, as you say, you're rolling 4 less dice, and this guy's obviously perhaps the best fighter you've encountered so far.
Yeah. I can spend a spirit point, right?
Yep, you can spend a spirit point. Yep. You let me know which one you want to try and which dice pool you're trying to substitute with, and explain how you're using it.
You know, it's not going to help me anyway.
Yep.
It's fine. I'll just give him a weak and injured stab. Oh. It's a 25.
Yep. He parries. He'll counterattack. So he's at -3. He's got 5 dice. You can now parry, but you can't dodge. You do have twin parry, or just one parry?
Just one parry. So
Are you parrying?
Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. Okay. He's got 42. What's your parry?
Minus 15. Minus 15.
Minus 52. All right, 27, so that's 2. 6 more wound to your chest. He doesn't need to be bothered about trying to disarm you now. It's quite clear in his eyes that he can easily take you down. Right. Your 2 men then run up. You're crying out. How loud are you shouting this? Are you saying this just for the benefit of your men, or are you just bellowing for everyone and anyone to hear?
The whole hamlet to hear it.
Right. Okay.
Get these motherfucking snakes out of this motherfucking hamlet.
Could I get either presence or interaction, influence, and then chuck on whatever you want? There's no negatives to this. There's no like dice penalties. Just make that roll. I just want to just get an idea of the impact on everyone.
Yeah. We'll go with authority.
Okay.
$34.
Okay, cool. Right, your 2 men then rush in. Daucus, you're heading out. So you split ways from Marco. Marco's going to continue up towards the tower. You and your men are heading towards the hall. As you're approaching, is there anything that you're looking for?
Well, if there are tracks in the mud, or in the mud, or if there's any kind of like footprints, maybe around, and even because I'm a bit paranoid, maybe snake tracks.
But who's mentioned snakes, right? Okay.
I mean, there's always been like some snakes,
Yeah. No, because you've mentioned, Daucus has mentioned that to a couple of people, and Terzago's had to tell you, stop telling people that. You're going to scare the shit out of everyone.
Don't say those things.
Are you looking for these tracks and signs of activity?
More
from the
activity
hall or around.
Just like into the hall, into the.
Okay, no problem. You see no tracks. The doors, you can get the doors opened. Big double doors leading into a large room with a kind of like a dais at the end. It's clear that this place is actually sometimes used as a church. There's chairs, all kind of still lined up for mass. You and your guys split up. Some people go down the middle, some go down the left, some go down the right. You decide to go down the right-hand side. And as you do, you pass windows. In here, it's obvious that this place has been abandoned. There was no tracks, but then if it's been abandoned for several days, a week, maybe 2 weeks, chances are the tracks will have been washed away with any rain. So there's no activity that you saw leading to the hall. Once you're inside, there's no activity in here either. It's an abandoned hall that's either used as a church or for community meetings, that sort of thing. Can I get? Oh, go ahead.
Yep.
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
just saying if there was any other rooms, or is it just a big space?
There are 2 doors at the far ends. So imagine you've got the hallway, the hall, and then you've got the raised dais with the altar, and there's a big wooden crucifix on the back wall. Left and right of the dais, there's two doors. One leads to, like, on the one on the right on your side is quite small. Even approaching, you think maybe that's like a storage cupboard, that sort of thing. On the left-hand side, it looks as though the walls on either side of this door is quite wide, so maybe that will have a proper room inside of it.
Yeah, I mean, what I was kind of worried about was if there was like a whole stash of troops in here. So I'll probably go for the bigger spaces. So I'll go for the bigger doors.
Okay, so you cut across into that corner. Okay, you get to the door. The door is closed. Are you just wanting to open it, kick it in, knock?
I feel like I'll just open it. I got my 5 guys with me.
Are you wanting them clustered around you, or do you want them spread out?
Yeah, I think we'd all kind of stick together, because I'm expecting like a big troop of people in here. Maybe, you know, it's a big building.
Okay, right. What's your initiative?
It is a good question. Initiative, isn't it kind of like
it's acumen?
Acumen 6, yeah. Or I have three notches of.
That's 3. Okay, no problem. So you slide the door, like you push the door open, and there is something in there. Are you just swinging it open, or are you going to try and do it slow and steady, quiet?
No,
there is movement in there.
I probably wouldn't be too quiet. I'd probably just push it open. You know, we're on guard, expecting, you know, I push it open kind of fast, expecting to, like, maybe fight something that's in there.
Mace, on the other hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Initiative 3. Okay. As I say, as you approach and you start opening the door, there's activity in there. There's something moving. Maybe 2 or 3 things in there.
Yeah.
Your grip tightens around the mace. You push the door open quickly.
Hey.
Something lunges out at you.
Mm-hmm.
How would you want to dodge?
I would dodge it.
How would you want to do? Do you want to dodge, parry?
I'd probably parry it. Is if it was coming at me, I'd probably knock it to the side if I could.
Yeah, because it's dark in there. You've got the lantern behind you, but it's as you open it, the movement's going straight towards your head.
Sure.
What's your parry?
-15.
Negative 15. Okay. 15. Yeah. Okay. You swing and you hit something. The thing that was coming towards you, you step back slightly, swing, and you hear this splattering sound of bones and flesh crunching together. And the bird is whacked and flung to the other side. It didn't even reach the doorway. You've just baseball battered it over to the other room. The other sounds of activity are just the other birds, and they're just now going crazy in that room.
I hate birds.
One of your men says, "Bloody hell, what's that doing?" So once your adrenaline sets down, you've got a splattered bird and one against one wall, and two other birds that do you let them out? Because they're just trying to get past you.
Yeah, I'll let them out. I'll be like, "Damn birds, get out of here!" You get.
One of your men starts like trying to coax the birds out, and he opens a window. He opens the shutters, that sort of thing. He says, "Captain."
Yeah.
And he's looking outside, and then he looks back to you, and he repeats it. Daucus, what is that?
I don't know. I'll go over there and look.
Head out. You head over. You can see the side of the tower, and you can see there are black things crawling up onto the first floor, or second floor in America, crawling up towards the window, and then they're slithering into the room.
Oh shit.
There's about 30, 40. Can I get a attention perception surveillance,
30 or 40?
please?
Oh god.
Yes, there's about 30 or 40 of them.
Attention what?
Attention perception surveillance.
Okay. We got that. We've got the Google Dice is not doing me any favors today.
You're not rolling your D20s or anything like that anymore?
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't find them. So that is 27.
Oh, wow, okay. There's two groups. Your companion only noticed one, but there is a second group. So there's two groups of about 20 to 30 snakes. You think they're snakes, slithering up the walls and entering two separate windows. What are you doing?
I will grab a. Is there a table in this room?
There's just mostly chairs. The only thing that's close to a table is an altar.
Or something like a big piece of wood or something something I could squish a lot of snakes with.
Well,
or maybe like a log where I could roll the snakes.
They're on the wall, not on the floor, not on the ground. These snakes are slithering up the wall.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're not on the ground.
But I mean, is there like a log or like a large post?
The largest thing you'll find in here is like a chair.
A chair. Well, yeah. I'll grab a couple of chairs, and I'm gonna yell at my compatriot to go find the captain and tell no one.
You're the captain.
No, I mean tell the commander. Tell commander.
Who, Marco? I thought you were. Do you mean?
No.
This is in so do you mean?
Tell Terzago. Go tell Terzago there's been an infestation of snakes, but tell nobody else. Or if you see a white captain before that, tell him first.
Yeah, okay, right.
And then I'll throw a couple of chairs out the window. Is it big enough for me to jump through, or is there a door going that direction?
Yeah, you can crawl through.
Yeah, I'll throw the chairs out first, and then I'll jump through the window.
Yep. No problem. Your guy runs with the message. You climb out of this window after chucking out a couple of chairs. Your men follow suit. There's now 4 of you with 8 chairs. The snakes. There's only about 10 snakes underneath each window that you can see.
Oh, I'll hurl the chair at the snakes, trying to.
Right. Okay. Could which one are you going for? The one on the left or the one on the right?
Well, if you don't get right, you get left. So I'll throw it at the right.
Okay. Can I have a control thrown? I don't think there's anything applicable for chair as a specialty. We'll just say it's pretty big. I'll give you +5. See, that's what every character sheet should have. A stat for
Chair tossing.
Yeah, tossing chairs at people. Yeah. Yeah. Control. Actually, no. It's yeah. Control thrown +5.
And what is thrown? Is that a
thrown? It's a skill. It's next to unarmed and beneath
unarmed.
survival on your character sheet.
Uh-oh. I don't
Bear in
have
mind.
any. Yeah, I don't have it. I got feral, kick, punch, and wrestling, but it's unarmed.
It's next to unarmed on the character sheet. You've got
Oh, thrown. I see. I have no skill in thrown at all.
no problem. So you are just literally picking up a chair and flinging it at the side of a building.
I can at the side of a building.
Okay, go ahead. Hopefully get 10s.
I got 110, and
Okay.
I got a 9.
You're only keeping the 10s. So you get 1 success.
Oh, nice.
Right. Okay. You hit the wall. 4 or 5 snakes knocked off the wall, and they just fly. Well, not fly. They just drop. And then they hit the ground. Puzzled and stunned, wondering what the hell just hit them. Your other guys start lobbing chairs, wondering what the hell. Another one at the right, a couple on the left. The remaining snakes then continue to head up into the window. Next round, what are you doing?
We better stop them snakes. Is it nighttime or daytime?
It's nighttime.
It is nighttime. Do any of us have a torch? Because we went in a dark building.
Yeah. Got a
Is
lantern.
this building we're throwing at? Is it stone or is it wood or what is it made out of?
The ground floor. Half of the ground floor of the foundations is stone, and then above that, onto the first and the second floor, is all wood.
All right. Well, I will encourage my men.
You do know that this was the building. You do know that this was the building that Marco and his men went into.
Yeah, I'll encourage my men to keep throwing, to keep those snakes and maybe, I don't know, start a fire or something underneath the snakes to keep them from going in the building, and don't let them bite you. And I'll run in and see if Marco's in there.
Yeah, right. You head round. Marco, did you and your men get that front door open, or?
Oh, we left it locked. We were in the window.
Okay. Daucus heads the door. It's locked.
Oh shit. Well, I'm gonna kick it open.
Right. Okay. Can I get a brawn Yeah, I'll go for either. Yeah, brawn, athletics, weights. As you're just kicking, slamming your body against it, you're trying to effectively push this door open.
All right. That is. $32.
Right, okay. You give it a couple of kicks and then you decide to body slam it. You can feel the hinges of the door actually shake. You think maybe a couple of more of those and you'll have these doors down. Next round is back upstairs. So, Marco, your two men have rushed in to get pretty much in between you, who they can see is injured, and the Duke. You attacked the Duke once, didn't you? In that round. Or did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he counted. Okay. That was just a parry against you. First man goes to strike. He dodges. The second of your men goes to attack. He parries. He's now drawn a blade of his own. Tries to do a counter attack. Misses. Next round, there's you three and him. What are you doing?
Well, I had a question. My fatigue is at 2. Does that give me any extra penalties?
No, it's whichever's highest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to attack him again. Do I still have those onslaught penalty of 2?
No, he's letting you attack first, so you'll have your health penalty, and that's it.
Okay. $32.
He parries, you hit him at minus. It's a partial success, so it's your speed, weapon, -1.
Six wounds. 6 wounds.
6. Okay, let's check what he's got. Atlas against his armor. You can feel his body shake, so he's taken some fatigue, but no wounds whatsoever. Next one to act is your first guy. He goes to attack. This time, he uses his blade to parry successfully, and then with the long sword, skewers your guy. He slumps back. Blade comes out, punctured lower left ribs. When the blade comes back out, he stumbles down to the ground. Your second guy goes to strike him, and he dodges. And then when it's his attack, he will go for your first man. Alright. He'll have maybe a parry and a dodge of, say, 10 and 10, would you say, for your guys? So -20. So I'll be rolling 5 dice. It's not a clean hit, but he strikes him into the chest again, and your guy, he's on -2, but as the blade comes out, you can see that your man's just slumping backwards. Next round, it's you and your companion. Again, he lets you attack first. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just trying to stab him again. I don't really have a whole lot of options here. I'm going to shout out again. You'll never take Florence. Demon, go back to hell. $36.
Yep. Okay. You hit him. You take 25 off. You hit him for success of 1. Again, so it's speed, weapon -1, so that's 6. Again, you clatter him in the chest, or was there any particular hit location you were going for?
You know what? He's armored all the way, right?
Yeah, he is, but armor on the head. Actually, his head's not armored.
Okay,
As
yeah.
per that
Then,
picture.
yeah, if I got a competent success, I'll go for the head, yeah.
Okay. Right. Right. You slice through his cheek. Blood starts pouring down. And you put part of his ear off. And you can see his body flinch away from you. There's a grimace on his face. And then you can see him grit his teeth. That's you. His action. He now acts rather than waiting for a counter-attack. And he looks at you while he strikes the other person. It's almost as if he's telling you that I'm going to kill every single one of your men and you're going to watch it. He swings and he's going to do the same thing. Going to go for the unarmored head. He's only lost 1 dice, so he's on 7. Okay. Would you say your guys are more lithe or chunky? Just to get a gauge of what their brawn is like. Because I imagine your guys to be quite light-footed, favours speed and control over brawn. Yeah. Okay. He slices your guy through the neck and doesn't even look at where he's striking. His eyes, like a cobra's eyes, they're fixed on you, unblinking. He draws the blade back, and your companion drops to the ground. Daucus, you can now hear the bellowing voice of Marco calling out something to do with demons. What are you doing? I think you're muted.
Can I use the spirit pool or something to my honor to help me knock the door down? Because I did promise Marco that I would protect him, and I'm feeling bad about it.
If honor will give you a bigger dice pool,
I don't actually think it would. I just feel like
no, it doesn't work like that. It's a case of spirit pool is just for people when they've got next to no dice and they need to do something. So no, it doesn't give you extra dice.
Yeah, and are people looking at me? Are there people?
There are people
around?
there were people running around because everyone can now hear the talk of demons.
Yeah.
And they're running around towards you. They're looking to you as
I'm
we'll
gonna
help.
say I'm gonna keep banging through the door. Would it be better to kick or use the? I guess probably just keep trying to fucking
Keep going. Make another roll.
destroy this door. And
Can I have another?
Hope for the best.
Another brawn.
Yeah, brawn.
Another brawn athletics. Weights.
All right.
Bear with me 1 second.
Well, that's better. It's not great.
Right, sorry about that.
Yeah. And this is what is it? Brawn athletics? Or
Yep, brawn athletics weights.
okay. So that is 44.
Right. One of the other men joins you, and you snap the doors. So they both come off. Both doors come off the hinges, and they just kind of Constantinus in front of you and clatters onto the ground. When you look up, you've got doors leading to rooms. Each door's been open on the ground floor. In front of you, you can see steps leading up to a landing that wraps around the front and the left.
The snakes are going upstairs, so I'm going upstairs.
Yep. Sure. As you're going up the stairs, you can see the door in front and the door to the right are closed, but on the left-hand side, where there's a landing, a banistered landing, you can see both doors are open. Marco is in the door on the far end, and there is two men running from one room to the other.
I'm gonna run to where Marco is.
Okay, you leg it up the stairs, turn left, head to the corner. Marco, there's just you and the Viper. Your men are dying, not dead yet. Oh, what are you doing?
What do you do?
I'm just gonna yell, "Go back to hell! Go back to hell where you belong!" And stab him again. Marco's got to defend Florence, man. If he has to die trying. Oh no.
No.
That's 30 at least.
Nice.
Are you wearing your stone pendant around your neck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is it a lunge or is it a swing? That's like, what's your style? It's more like lunging, isn't it? Like a stabby.
Yeah, it'd be more of a stab. But at this wound and fatigue level, it's probably pretty weak and jerking.
Yeah. Yeah, it is just that. It's weak. You feel your body getting slower and slower with each round, with each strike, every time you're hit, every time you hit back, that sort of thing. But this time, it's different. You can feel the clothes around you are slowly dissolving away and spreading from your chest, from your heart. There is a cold, clammy feeling that you've felt before. And you can see it, you can feel it, you can't quite see it, but you can feel it spreading from your chest in every direction. And then as you're going for that swing or that stab, and you're with your rallying call for Florence, you know the blade misses because you can see your arm in front of you, but you can see like a rippling metal like liquid metal, encapsulating your arm. You miss. It's his counterattack. Are you parrying or dodging?
I do both.
You can do both if you want.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I'm already like half dying and I'm starting to hallucinate.
Yep. Right.
Everything I got.
Okay.
So minus 25.
Okay. Okay. Right. Can I get from you, while this is happening, can I get a perception, attention, empathy, emotions roll? Because are you watching him as well as...
Yeah.
Like not just how he's moving his body, but you looking at his expression as well.
Probably, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Looking to see if he notices that I'm starting to hallucinate. Not dreaming. 10. 22.
Yeah. Before the last 2 or 3 rounds, as he's been killing off your men one by one, his eyes have been on you. With you've sliced up his face, half his ears off, but he has that almost demented look of glee on his face because he knows he's going to win. Something's changing, and he's looking at you, and that confidence isn't there anymore. And he has a knee-jerk reaction. You can see it in his face that it's almost as if he knows that he's only got a couple of seconds to do something. If he doesn't get it done quickly, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to go bad. Okay, so you struck him, parried, counterattacked. You've put everything into it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. He's rolled atrociously. You got 25. Okay. You somehow managed to parry his sword. He's taken aback by that. He then steps back, brings his sword into his lower abdomen, and then he lunges forward, and then like a kind of a classic fencing where he's kind of turning his body slightly, and he's just lunging his whole body in towards you. Do you have any defense left? Right, okay. You watch him and the blade go straight towards you. When you look down, you can see that your whole chest is encased in metal. And as the tip of his sword hits your breastplate, your hallucination, it shatters, and from tip to the hilt, his sword just crumbles as he lunges through. So, in about a second, the whole of his blade would normally go straight into your body because he's drove the crossguard of his sword right into your belly. And then when he pulls it back, there's no blade left. And there's just like a dust, shards of metal that are just spewing forth from your stomach where blood would normally have come from. You can now feel that your whole body, you are the machine, you are the metal thing. When you look at your hands, there isn't a part of your body that isn't encased in steel. You've now awakened. So similar to Daucus, your avatar is at its highest peak. It's something that's beyond what you can do at the moment or the next day when you've come back to your senses. But you also have a control of metal. Next round, what is it that you want to do? You can do anything with metal. Your armor, as you can see, is impregnable. Anything he hits against you will just shatter. But you also have the control of metal. You are now fully aware that you have access to the mana, the very being, the things that make up this universe and the two accompanying universes that are at your fingertips. What is it you want to do?
Okay, yeah. So he thinks he just got run through and he's dead, and this is the afterlife. So,
okay, right.
He's just gonna reach out and touch the breastplate on the Duke, and
okay.
He's just going to imagine his whole armor, because it looks like it did in the picture, right? He's got like full plate.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to imagine it being crushed like a tin can, just crumpling up.
Yeah. You just need to touch him. Can I get a... You have got no penalties. Can I get a control... Do you have any unarmed?
No, I don't have anything unarmed.
Okay. I'll give you a bonus of 25. And if you get, and just roll, you don't keep any, but you've got 10s, but you've got plus 25.
Okay, yeah, come on, 10. Not a single one.
Okay. Right. You reach forward, and your gauntleted hand grasps at nothing. He steps back. He has no weapon. There is just fear on his face. However, when you grab, like, you've reached forward, you've missed him, and you've grasped air, but you can feel that. Imagine that every part of his armor is one of your digits, so that you can feel the essence of his breastplate in your thumb, his arms, in your other fingers, and his legs, so that as you grip hold, as you form that fist, you can see his armor beginning to twist. His breastplate begins to bend inwards, and you can hear bones crack. His arms are just bent inwards, and his legs, one of his legs is snapped forward, and he slumps to the ground. He screams in pain. In that round, you went first. He's doing something. He dodges. He's doing something. What are you doing?
I'm going to step forward because I think he's going to turn back into snakes. So I'm going to step forward and I'm going to stab him in the face, stab him through the eye.
Okay. Okay, cool. He can't dodge. He can't dodge, he can't parry. Go ahead.
All right. Are my wounds still affecting me?
Nope.
No?
Nope. In your arm, your body is still wounded, but you can feel that your armor moves with you. So it's almost like it's entirely up to you. I'm just assuming that you were going to go for like the full plate armor where it's articulated. And then so that the next step could be where your armor moves for you, kind of like a mech suit. It's
Right,
entirely
yeah,
up
that's
to you.
kind of
How this works is entirely up to you. So that would mean it ignores the wound penalties
okay.
because your armor moves for you.
$49. Missed that $50.
Jesus. Okay. So his right leg was bent forward, so his knee was snapped the wrong way. He'd slumped down. You can see his chest slowly being crushed. His arms have been brought in so he can't do anything. And he's dropped down to one knee. So you drive your sword downwards into his face, into his head. Sure enough, blade hits him in the forehead and slides straight through. As it's sliding through, it slices open one of the vipers, and where his body was, it starts spilling into snakes. By the end of that round, he has reverted back to his nest of vipers, and they are quickly retreating towards the window. Next round, what are you doing?
Am I there?
You are at the doorway. Yes, so you're at the doorway. What you can see is, with his back turned to you, is Marco in perhaps the most no one in medieval Europe has seen armor like this. It's his entire body. Would you have a helmet?
Me? Yes.
No, Marco. Actually, Marco, this is the armor that your character will get if he focuses on it for centuries. What does the armor look like?
I want to say it's more it just looks like liquid metal, like the liquid metal Terminator.
Oh, right, cool.
But it's gold color. Like it's made out of liquid gold. Like his whole body is just made out of.
So is it just one glowing shape of metal?
Yeah.
Oh well, okay. Yeah.
If that works, if that's okay.
It's entirely up to you. Yeah, it's your, that is your soul. That's your avatar. Daucus, there is a golden demon in front of you. You're not even sure that. Actually, that's not even Marco. In this room, there are a man, Amaro, one of Marco's companions, quivering in a corner. There's two men. One man's had his throat sliced open. The other one's had his chest pierced. There's no sign of Marco. There is a golden man standing above what looks to be another figure in breastplate, and this golden man is plunging his sword right down into the head, maybe through the head into the chest, depending on the angle. You can't quite see. But
Did
yes,
I see the transition? Or did I just miss it?
You just missed it.
Oh shit.
You shouldn't have been lobbing chairs at a wall. You would have.
I was starting a fire. I got him to do a thing.
What you?
I told him to start a fire.
What you doing?
Well, that's a good question. I think the snake guy is bad. And
there is no snake guy at the moment. There is
there's no.
There's just the back of a golden metal man, and on the other side you can get the glimpse of a man on his knees, and he was just about to have a sword put through his head. That's this round.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna take it in, and I'm gonna because I don't know who to fight for. Because I don't recognize either of these people.
Yep. Okay.
But they're fighting each other. Is that correct?
It looks like they were.
Yeah.
The demon, the gold demon, has clearly won the fight.
Well,
so Marco,
I'll brace for if somebody attacks me.
Yeah. No problem. Marco, as I say, you plunge your sword through into his head. You slice through a couple of snakes, and as you're taking the sword back, his body just spills into like this oily, writhing mass of snakes. His armor's gone, his whole body's gone. There's just a group of snakes that then start quickly retreating to the window.
Yeah, so I'll take a couple of steps forward, probably step on a couple of snakes, and then I'm just going to start slashing wildly and cutting as many of them into pieces as I can.
Your sword and your dagger are untouched. They are not affected by... They're not coated in gold or anything like that. It's just your armor. That's your avatar. Daucus, you can now see that this golden demon is now slicing up snakes. There was a man there isn't anymore, and there's just a group of snakes legging it out the window and outside. You can smell, both of you can smell smoke, because you did start, you can both, the building's now on fire. What are you two doing?
Building's on fire?
Yeah, I had him set the building on fire.
I thought you were setting the other building on fire, but
no, there was this building underneath where the snake's retreat was.
Great.
I mean, it's stone for the most part till it gets to the fire part. I might.
What are you doing?
I might be like friend or foe. I might say that to the golden beast fella.
Yeah, so when you call his attention to it, it turns around and you can see it's Marco's face. It's just like it's been dipped in gold.
Oh shit.
And like as soon as he recognizes you, I think that's gonna pull him out of the change. And he'll change back to, the gold will kind of shimmer away. And then you see Marco's eyes, big black circles, and you see he's got blood running out of his torso. And then Marco's just gonna hit a knee, put a hand on your chest, and then just pass out.
No. Oh well, I'll catch him and do any first aid that I can as he passes out.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Could I get a control medicine first aid? However, hold on. What wound penalty are you on, Marco?
-3.
Right. Okay. You're not bleeding, but Daucus, he is messed up. He needs to be sewn together. He needs surgery. Do you have surgery?
No, I just have first aid.
Okay, you can make a control medicine, but you can't add anything to it because you don't have surgery, but you can still make the roll.
Well, it's not great. We're gonna go with 16.
Nope, not enough. Not enough. You wrap him up. You wrap him up. You do your best, but you know that he needs to be seen by someone with proper equipment.
I'll pick him up and
knowledge of surgery.
I'll take him to like somebody I know who does that sort of thing.
Do you tell your guys to put the fire out?
If the snakes, or what are the snakes doing? Probably not. My friend has just been injured. I'd probably just focus on like trying to save his life.
Okay, so you carry him down the stairs, get him out the building.
Rush him out.
Okay. Your men ask you, is there anyone else in there?
I wouldn't know.
You'd seen two men down, and there was one man gibbering in a corner.
As I'm running out, if I see anybody alive, I'll yell at them to get them out.
Yeah. The smell of smoke, everything he's just seen, on top of everything that he saw afterwards. When you yell that kind of snaps him out, and he slowly rises to his feet, and then finds one of his men that's still alive, and then starts pulling him out. Once he gets out, you get out before him. He says there's two more of his men still in there. Is there any way of putting that fire out? Otherwise, they're going to burn.
There's men on the other side making the fire because there was a problem. Do I know where the medics are?
For your group, you are the medic. Because the train of the army is spread for like half a mile, so your group and Marco's group was allocated this hamlet. So you could send someone down to get a medic from later on, like further down or further up front. It'll take about an hour for them to get there.
But it's probably faster if I run Marco myself and just yell at anybody to get them out of the building. There's people in the building. I'll say that. I'll be like, as I'm running, there's people in that building. You gotta get them out, and I'll just leg it to where I think there's a surgeon.
Your first aid knowledge would say if you're running with him and he's being jerked up and down and so forth, you've no idea how much damage that'll do.
Oh yeah,
you need to
got to keep them
on the ground.
Yeah. So maybe I'll. You're right. All right, and then at the very least I'll set him down and I'll run and get the other guys in the building. But I will yell at them. We need a surgeon. We need a surgeon. And have
one of them heads off.
To get them.
Yep. One of them heads off. You, the rest of your men, manage to pull out the other two. Seeing that there's no snakes there or anything like that, one of your guys just starts to put out the fire as best he can. One side of the tower is blackened with soot and burn damage, but it's not structural.
Sure.
So it's disfigured, but you could still use this building as a place to stay. An hour passes, medic turns up, quite alarmed, because you'd already sent someone down there to say that the snakes are here. to the White Captain, and the White Captains have told each other. The White Captain, that the surgeon that comes to you is one of the White Captains. Has a look. Okay. You can get 1 wound back. But it's for him, it's touch and go. There's a lot of... he's making the roll, and because it's at -3, the difficulty is quite high. But he manages to patch you up a little bit. But he says to you, I think you may be out of this combat. With that one wound being healed, are you still at -3? Marco?
No, I'm -2 now.
-2. Oh, okay.
I'm fine. I'll be okay.
There is a flurry of activity. Terzago himself gallops up the line, not up the train, to find you guys. Marco's is currently being stitched up at the moment. Terzago heads straight to you, Daucus, and says, beckons you over to a quiet room, and then says, "What on earth's happened? What's happened to Marco?"
I think it's similar to what happened to me maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe. I think it was Gianni. The Viper was here, just by himself. I don't know why.
I reckon he was looking for you.
Maybe.
His men would have reported a beacon of fire. That would only mean one thing.
Well,
but he went for Marco.
Yeah, he got away, and I think he knows now that maybe Marco's one of us by the reaction. I feel kind of bad because I promised Marco I'd protect him, and I didn't.
He's alive. He's alive. The Great Cycle has looked after him itself. I will stay here, and I will watch over both of you. Get some rest. Are you injured?
I'm okay. No, I mean, a little bit, but I mean, that's war.
Okay. Marco, after the surgery, which is probably just as painful as taking the injury, because there's no anesthetic. It's just literally, he's just got this thick needle and he's just stitching you up, and then just tightly wrapping the bandages around you. You flip between consciousness and unconsciousness. So when you're awake, you're in agony, and then when you're unconscious, you're kind of like in shock. So you think you're dreaming, but you're not dreaming, and there's just bits and pieces of the world around you. And there's at least one point where you think you hear a familiar voice wishing you a speedy recovery, and there's a tap on the shoulder. And then another time, you feel that for the first time, your stone is missing. It's not on you. And then that kind of wakes you up for you to feel that absolute agony again. And the medic that was seen to you sees you trying to grasp for the necklace, the pendant somewhere in your body, not understanding what you're doing or why you're doing it. They ask someone to help them and hold your hands down and just says, "Do not move. If you move, you will tear the stitches. Just rest, stay still." You then think you hear yourself say, "Put the stone," or however it is that you refer to that meteorite. It was a meteorite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah, it's whether it's the pain or the adrenaline or whatever, you're not sure. And then when you really do finally go to sleep, that's when the dreaming stops. And there is just a calm nothingness until the next day when you're woken up. When you do, you are surrounded by men armed with weapons, armor, there's plates, there's chainmail, steel swords, that sort of thing. And you feel nauseous, so much so that you start to spew up, and people have to tilt you to the side for you to then safely vomit. You can see in the room there's a couple of white captains. There's a lot of your men, like the two nobles that have stood with you thick and fast, who said they'd obey you, and they're next to you. They're all clad in their family armor, but as they lean in to offer you their support, even the metal on their arm greaves just sends you spiraling. The nausea hits you every time something metal comes towards you, like an ebb and a flow that just makes you feel sick, as if it's like seasickness, but it's whenever metal hits you and you're about to say thank you or whatever, and then blah, and then you vomit again, and everyone then kind of steps back because this is really unusual behavior for someone who's been stitched up and sliced up. Also there is Daucus. Daucus, do you have any metal armor on you?
Oh yeah, I'm mostly I got chainmail and I think the mace and the
yeah,
the gloves, the helmet. Well, the helmet's off to the side.
Yeah. So all morning, like, you wake up, you're in the same building as Marco, and then when you wake up, is there anything that you do? I think have you gone mute? Because I can't hear. Did you hear me? I was just saying, when you wake up, Daucus, what is it that you do?
Are you talking to me? I thought you were talking to.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything? I mean, I'm just at Marco's side because I'm afraid the snakes might get him. Do I realize that the metal's hurting him at all, or is it just oblivious to me?
No, it's not. It's you notice that whenever anything metal gets within a few feet of him, like,
yeah,
when you get close to him, because he wakes up, he starts vomiting. Everyone's kind of wants to pat him on the shoulder or just wish him well, and then he starts vomiting again.
Right. If I notice it, I'll draw a circle around him and then push anything metal away from that. And give him a little space. And if anybody comes up to him holding something metal, and I'll take my armor off and I'll put it aside, and I'm just wearing like some leathers or nothing. And I'll push it all to us, and I'm just protecting him. He's got like a bodyguard, like a full-on bodyguard, like just unarmed. I might have a club.
So when you do that, for you to make the circle, you're effectively pushing his friends and comrades away from him, and one or two of them get a bit tetchy, and then they push you back. Like, they don't understand why you're pushing them back, because they want to be by your side, make sure that he's okay, but you're pushing them back. So, Marco, you can hear what kind of wakes you up is this whole, well, not wakes you up, but you can make out, you're kind of like effectively pinned in one place. You don't want to. You can't sit up. You can't really roll over. The injuries in your torso, but you can hear Daucus and a couple of your comrades having an argument. You're not entirely sure what, but you're just resting, looking at the ceiling, trying to fight back that nauseous feeling. And again, on the other side of the table, away from Daucus, someone steps forward, but they're talking to Daucus. They're just next to you, they're talking over you. And then you start a dry retch and there's nothing left. But it's,
Can I use my influence and my charm ability? Now look, fellas.
Yeah.
Look, fellas. Marco just went through a lot. He needs a little personal space. You know, I've been here since the very start. You know, he just needs to rest, and all this rattling of the chains and stuff that you got going on, it's just too much for him. You just need to back off. As I get louder.
Can I get a... It's up to you. Presence or interaction. Influence. And then add whatever you want to the influence.
Right. Interaction. Influence. That is... Hold on 2 minutes. You're making me math. That's 34.
So in this room, there's about 6 or 7 people, plus you, plus Marco. Terzago has been standing off to the back, making the same judgments as you. When you say that, he is the first person to say, yep. He's let the resting man rest. You all have things to do. And then they all focus on what you say. And when you're talking about armor and chain jingling and stuff like that, they're a bit confused. But despite the confusion and not understanding what the heck you're talking about, they listen to what you're saying and they say, right, okay, yeah, sure. You get the impression that a lot of these people now just think you're a bit crazy. But crazy is what crazy does. Yes, exactly. And they respect what you say, and then they all just back off. So in the end, even the surgeon leaves. There's just you and Marco. Terzago is on his way out. But he turns back and looks to you, Daucus, and says, like you, did you say?
I'm sorry.
It says, as he's walking out, turns back to you and says, like you said before.
Well, we're different. We're different people, but I think he's like me in his own way.
Okay. Right. Like you, he's going to need someone to keep an eye on him. Out of character, you're still affected by flame.
Sure.
Anything that effect lasts for months. So when you were asking, when you had someone with a lantern before, you were keeping a bit of a distance. But it's daytime. There's no fires around here, so that the kenning has no effect on you whatsoever. Terzago leaves. Once Terzago leaves, Marco, that feeling of nausea that starts to dissipate, and you can now think clearly.
Daucus, I think you showed up just in time to save me.
No, I didn't do anything. I just carried you down the stairs and out the door. I think you saved yourself, and I wasn't there. I feel bad.
It's like a dream. I was bleeding out. I thought I was seeing things.
What'd you see?
I guess I must have got him in the end, though. Oh, it was like my body was covered in gold.
It was.
No.
Remember when Angela was standing on top of the water? I think you did that, but in your own way. I think all of that stuff is real because I saw you.
Have you seen my pendant?
No, I had. Every time you get close to metal, it like hurts you or something. Just like me and fire.
Yeah, that makes sense. I need my pendant, though. Surely that's not going to...
I can look around for it. I'll search around the room. Have I seen it at all?
You were there with the medic.
Yeah.
So, effectively, his leather jacket was cut open. Everything that was around his torso was stripped and chucked off to one side. The necklace could have been caught up in all of that. Sure. You have a quick look in the corner, in the pile. You're going through his bloodied jacket. You'll have like an undershirt that's been sliced open. Again, bloodied. It's not there. There's no sign of it. There is... Yeah, you find was your pendant on string or a steel chain, or like a miniature chain?
It would have been on a chain. I wrote down that it was actually an ancient Egyptian meteorite that they had found that had been...
Yeah. You... Okay. Yeah, you do find the metal chain. There's the tip of something like a rock, and it looks as though something's been snapped off it. If you want to look further, you're going to have to make a attention investigation search roll.
I can do that. No, I don't have search. I do have investigate, but I don't have search.
Yep, you can make the roll. Just don't add anything to it.
Okay. Okay. That's 5.
Well, total 5.
Well, I keep 2, so I keep 2. And
what did you roll, by the way? Did you roll any ones and so forth?
No, I didn't roll any ones, but you said it was a attention. Yep. So that keep 4. Yep. No, it's 6. I rolled 2 3s and 2 2s.
Oh my god! Right, okay. You don't find it.
Well, I don't see it around here. I can go get the surgeon, and I'll hold that necklace up to him, like kind of gingerly.
Yeah, it's your necklace.
Never mind. Never mind. It's making me dizzy.
I pull it away. I set it outside the circle.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So next, Terzago holds off marching for as long as possible, to make sure that he leaves with you, Marco. So it delays things by a couple of hours, but the surgeon comes back in, has a look. He's going to have another try. Still, he'll... Can't do any better, but effectively they can strap you up and sit you on a horse, and then you just ride on the horse, hold on, and you'll be fine. That's their reasoning. Daucus, well, unfortunately everyone is all suited up for combat.
Sure.
Daucus, are you wearing your armor? Are you putting your armor back on?
No, I'm gonna have Alfredo hold on to the armor, and I'm just gonna walk next to. I got a club and I got some like leathers or something.
Yeah.
And I'm just walking next to
problem.
Marco on his horse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can tell everybody so that I can actually talk to people. You know, they can come see me before we leave or whatever. Just tell them that it's, you know, I got hit in the head and it's the sound of the metal clinking together that's making me sick because of head wound.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Right. They're not sure about that, but they'll stay. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. Everyone though, it's like days pass. Everyone goes to see you just to make sure that you're all right. Benara does. Giovanni does several times, like at least 2-3 times a day, just to make sure that you're all right. He's also interested in you coming face to face with a Viper. What was said? Do you tell him anything of what was said?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell him everything.
Okay. He looks at you and he's intensely proud of how the fact that you were willing to put your life on the line to protect the honor of Florence, and you can see that while he's incredibly proud of you, he's a bit ashamed of himself. Do you report anything of what was said to Terzago? Because he will come and see you at least once a day. But with there being so many people around, it's quite difficult for him to have a private conversation. So he's just interested in you and anything that you'll say. He won't prompt you for any information, not just yet.
Yeah, I'll tell him, you know, that he offered me to be his servant and rule over Florence. And I refused. And I'll also tell him about the snakes, because I know Trivago's a red hand, right? Marco does. Or at least has a pretty good idea.
Yeah, he's got a good idea. I don't think.
I probably would have. Yeah, I would have talked to him. I would have told Marco about that. Yeah.
Then he does. Yeah. He says to you, when this conflict's over, there will be a white cloak waiting for you. And all the white captains have white cloaks. If you want to retire from your fencing school, I could do with someone of your mettle.
I greatly appreciate that, but my ambitions lie elsewhere.
Well, the offer is always there. A good condottiere always needs a good banker, since we do make a lot of money.
Now that, my friend, I can help you with.
I thought it would. Gently taps you on the shoulder, and then drops on. Days pass. You can see behind you as the path winds through the Apennine Mountains, so that you have a mountain range on your left and a mountain range on your right. Behind you, just over the mountaintops, or to the side of the mountaintops, you can see the lay of the land. Bologna's there, and then further south, and in the lowlands just below that, there is the skyline of a large town, maybe a small city. If you've got that map open, Ken, I can. So see where it says the battle upon the path of the gods. You are about 2 dots north of there. So at this point, you can see Bologna, just the tips of Bologna and the smoke. But you can also make out the small city, large town of Casalecchio. Sforza and Terzago knows this. They know this region very well. They would surmise that the Viper would use Casalecchio as their staging ground. Bologna, its location would make travelling from more difficult. So they would more likely not even enter Bologna. They would just attack, break the siege, or break their defences, and then just keep moving around to Casalecchio so that they can quickly amass on the flatlands surrounding that town. And then from there, once they've regrouped, march straight down towards us. And sure enough, as you're heading towards the dot where it says the battle upon the path of the gods, you can see a large army marching west on a route almost parallel to the path of the gods, heading straight towards you. That point that's been circled, that is one of the flattest areas in the mountain range. And in one of the meetings that he calls with all the captains, Terzago says, "It looks like we will be fighting. And we will be fighting." Unrolls a map similar to that one, and he just points to a field and says, "That's where we fight. We'll have Florence to our back. All we can do is hope and pray that the Rose Brigade can get to us with big enough numbers so that we can get out of there and head straight into Florence. But in the meantime, we're going to have to engage the enemy. I'll wait till Ken comes back."
Okay, you want to take like 5 minutes?
Yeah, a 5-minute break, and then we'll do for another half an hour, and we could possibly finish it there, but I don't want to rush it. We'll just see how it goes. There is just one section of the story left, plus epilogue. So, 5-minute break. Yep. Okay.
Good.